Hello science lovers, it's Susan from Big Little Science Center. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you to Gord for being on the camera. Thank you to the Shokomic people for allowing us to share their beautiful territory. We are going to be looking at sound today. This is with the Magical Vibrations kit that you may have picked up, and we're going to have some fun exploring sound. What sound? Sound is movement. Movement causes vibrations. Vibrations travel to your ear and you can hear it or you can feel it. Place your hand on the table and just tap farther away. Can you feel anything in your hand? Can you hear anything? When you do that, you're causing movement at the one end where you're banging. It's actually going through the solid or through the gas, the air. So it hits your ears, through the solid you feel it in your hand. So movement in the form of vibrations. What's a vibration? That's a tough one, right? So if we move over here, we can drop in a little bit of water and actually see the movement of the water out from where it is. Here we go. Isn't that amazing? So this is something you can experiment with at home. Make sure you try different things. Drop them in from different heights, touch the table in different places, or bang it. Experimenting is most of the fun of science, trying different things with the same system. Did you see the water actually move from the center out to the edge and back again? So cool because it overlapped back and forth. That's what sound does. Let's take another look. If we take this and I wiggle it back and forth, you can see it's a wave, kind of like a snake, right? And then if we stretch it out, we're going to get some really neat movement from front to back. Everybody see that? Let it calm. Flick. Wave going out, hitting something, bouncing back, continuing back and forth. That's what sound does in the air too. It goes across through the air. When it hits something in its way, it actually bounces back. If you're in the right situation, you get an actual echo. Same thing exactly coming back at you. That's pretty cool. Do you realize we've seen that vibrations can go through air or gases, they can go through liquids like water, and they go through solids. Vibrations go through just about everything, but sometimes they get blocked, or sometimes they hit and bounce back, and that's our echo. Why don't we take the balloon and play with this a little bit? Blow it up, tie it off. Hey, now your balloon's all blown up and tie it off. What I want you to do is hold it in both hands. Bring it towards your face, but don't touch your face. Get it close to your mouth and go, ah. Did you hear a bit of an echo? I did. But more importantly, did you feel the movement in your fingers? The air carried the sound from my vocal cords, which are making them, out through my mouth, through the air, through the balloon, and through the gas in the balloon, the air that's in there, and vibrated onto your hands. Experiment. How far away can you go before you don't feel it anymore? Experiment. How much can you blow up a balloon? Experiment with different sounds that you can make. Oh, you can even feel those differences. Put your hand here and go with a high squeak. You have to find it on your vocal cords. You can feel the vibration and the shape. And then go low. Ooh, and you can feel the difference. Your vocal cords are changing shape. They're lengthening and shortening to make the different sounds, which is pretty cool. If we couldn't do that, it'd be very difficult to talk. All right, we've made our balloon work. We've dropped some things. Now, let's do some tricks. Take a look at this, because movement can move other things without touching it. What if, I'll just set that up. So with movement, we can cause things to move, as we've seen, even if we're not directly touching them. So why don't we do a trick? See if we can knock this balloon off. Are you ready? Here we go. Did you see it bounce up? That's right. The table moved, the air in the cup moved, and it actually blew the balloon off, and then it settled down again. What else can you move just by hitting something? Be careful not to scare your cat. Now, we are going to move on to another trick. This is cool too. This is called a tuning fork. Vibrations happen when I hit it. The vibrations make sound. Can you hear this? Can you see it? Actually, it's moving so fast, it's more of a blur, isn't it? So let's prove it's really moving. How about trying something at home? Do you have anything that you can make vibrate? Stick in water, cause a splash. Let's do it one more time. In your kit today, you've got a balloon. For the balloon experiment, you have a special cup and you have mystery sticks. Let's take a look at how the cup works. We call this a Kika cup. You're going to take the string, thread it through from the bottom into the cup itself, catch that string, thread it in, and pull the string up, tie it onto the paper clip that is provided. And the idea is this paper clip is going to be the block. It'll prevent the string from pulling out from the bottom of the cup. So you need a good solid knot. Don't want that to come undone. You don't need a bigger hole, even though it's hard to get the string in sometimes, because the paper clip will go right through. Drop that in, pull the thread out, it's caught in place. Now you've got a nice tight string inside your cup. You're going to work with some water. Get your fingers wet, get your string wet. Did you hear that? Do that again. How's yours? Is it making some crazy sounds? Just a little bit of water. Once it's damp, you don't need much more. If it stops making sounds, add some more water. Maybe you can experiment with different amounts of water. See where we're going with this? We keep trying out new things. My challenge to you is, what sounds can you make? Can you make it laugh? Can you make it wail? What sounds can you make? If you tape your sounds, take some pictures, or have some stories, share them with us on Facebook, or send us an email. All that information is on your sheet inside your kit. One last thing we're going to do is show you how to use these mystery sticks. If you've had this already and you're going, oh, they don't work, there are some tips. Number one, you need to hold it quite solidly with the bumps upright. Number two, you're going to hold your stick and your finger on the edge. And as you rub along the one side of these bumps, your finger is going to rub along the side of the main stick as well. Go fairly quickly, and your propeller should spin. Experiment with speed. Experiment with changing the angle a little bit. You don't want to go straight across, you want on the side. And your finger, remember your finger, has to be rubbing along the side too. Now, the easy way to make it spin in the other direction, honestly, is switch hands, get that finger ready to go, and that's going to rub on the other side. Same idea, switch to different angle. Here we go. Quickly, and away you go. Keep that finger rubbing along the long stick with the propeller. If you wanted to do this as a trick, you don't have to tell people what you're doing. Just show them. Throw in an abracadabra maybe. If you are having success with one hand, you switch to the other side, and your finger's going to rub on the other side. And remember, this way. You don't need to tell anybody. what you're doing, then on the one side, play with the angles, patience. Sometimes you just need to take a break, give your hands a rest, try again. And the fun thing is, if it's not working, you tell it, hey, come on, help me out. And away it goes. Finger, rubbing on the other side, change the angle, and it should switch direction. When you're looking at this video, you may not be able to see which way it's turning. But the idea is it should turn one direction clockwise when you're on the one side, and when you're on the other side, it should go the other direction, counterclockwise. So again, send us your videos, give us a chance to see what you're doing, experiment with different kinds of sticks. Can you do it with just your finger? What works? What doesn't work? Thank you so much for joining us at Big Little Science Center for Unplug and Play Week. Many thanks to Interior Savings for sponsoring Unplug and Play Week. And we are super excited to have you involved with our science at home.